So today I thought I would do something a little bit different. I thought I would start with a percussion loop and then I would put a melody on top of that. So I started with a I think two percussion loops that I made previously. Like I think I made them last night, and then I processed them differently using stuff like gross beat. I think I used some halftime and some other things. And this is what it sounds like, and it just repeats. So um, I don't know what made me think about doing this, but I thought, it might influence the way that I make a melody if I start with a percussion loop first and then I put, something on top of that. So let's find something. Maybe let's start with the guitar. Okay. Okay, I want to do something a little bit differently. I often start on the root note, but I want to do it a little bit differently. Let me come up with like a repetitive pattern that does not include the root note. So maybe something. Okay, so that's the rhythm I think I want to keep. And then I'm going to just change the notes, but keep them in the same place. So I don't think I want to do that. Maybe I go up like I had it. Like that. I think I want to layer another guitar sound with this. It's a cool effect. I want to make this one short, like the other one. Then I'm processing all of the guitars together because I want them to sound more like they're the same guitar. Like instead of three layered guitars. That's good. Let's add to the pattern a little bit now. I think I want a separate instrument. I think I want to copy this pattern, but change it in some kind of way. I don't know how I want to change it yet, but what if I stretched it out so that sounds cool. Okay. Now I think I want to make some chords. Oop, I can hear like a dun dun dun, like yeah. So I'm gonna need more space. So I can go dun dun. That's not the exact sound that was in my head, but that's also cool. I like that. This sounds really cool. Maybe we can then change the second half. So Oh, this is so cool. You can't see it, but I've got a smile on my face. Like a little bring noise. Yeah, like that, but not sounding bad. There we go. I think I want to change these two notes, or these two like little. They're not chords, but whatever they're called. I think I want to move them up. And maybe I can lead into that sound. So maybe right below it. There we go. And I really want to emphasize this. So, shoot. So I'm going to take this down an octave. Or I'm going to copy it, then move it down an octave. I can't work my computer right now. Holy cow. Maybe since I just used it, let me use it further up here, maybe. Ooh. This is so fun to listen to. What the heck? Let me start over. Normally at this point, I would randomize some of the timings and velocities, and then I would consolidate things, but I think I can hear like a bass on it already. Like I think I want to start adding drums is kind of what I'm trying to say. Oh, I didn't realize it was. Piano is so pretty. I can't get over it, dude. Okay, I think to speed things up, I'm gonna go to my my files. I've got some percussion loops and some drum loops. I'm gonna drag some in, and then play around with them after I've dragged them in. So I'll come back. Yeah, so this is just a kick loop that I made a couple of days ago. And I'm pretty sure I just layered two different kicks that I made, or maybe a kick that I made with another kick. I'm not sure. And then I like processed them together. Let me check the polarity. Okay, so I've got two different loops. One that has snares, and then one that has counter snares. Hopefully we can get them on time. So I'm going to check, I always check the polarity of my drums if I'm like layering things. So if I just have these two play, if I flip the polarity of one, it may make it louder. It may not, but I always check. Okay, so these guys, like the main snares when they're hitting. So when this one hits, what is this one? snare loop D minor 183. So this one, it's got a little bit of reverb on it that I'm not the biggest fan of, and one way that you can kind of help get rid of a little bit of it, depending on how much is there, is you can use a noise gate. And what you do, pull the release down. You can play with the release, but for this case, I'm going to pull the release down all the way. And then I'm going to pull the threshold until this little, it's kind of hard to see this, until this little band, see this little, it's really hard to see, but this little band is above the reverby part at the end. So I'm going to pull it just barely above that, and then I'm going to pull the gain down to about halfway, and then we'll do it like a before and after. So so here's before. Here's after. So we're just taking off a little bit of that bottom part. Let me take a little bit more off. Just makes it a little bit snappier. It's very subtle. I could do something similar with this one as well. So when I'm layering two different snares like this, or snare patterns, I typically, the one that has the main snares, I'm going to leave alone. And then if the other one has, even if it has the main snare sound, if it has some secondary snares to it, I'm automatically going to separate it. And the reason for that, and although because it has a main snare sound in it as well, I don't want to separate it too much. But I do want to separate it a little bit, because I want my main snare to have like one part of it that's hitting in the middle, and then another part of it that's kind of hitting spread so that you really can hear it. Because I've noticed that seems to help. Like when you're having a hard time hearing a snare or a clap, if you just make part of the sound in mono and part of it spread out, it can kind of help it, cut through the mix a little bit better, I've noticed. Okay, so I'm noticing I'm going over on the master, going above 0. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw my master chain on, but I'm not gonna really do much with it. The main reason I'm throwing it on is because I want the soft clipper. So I'm going to turn off the compressor, the limiter, and the finalizer, and basically everything except for this soft clipper. That's really all I care about right now. I'll worry about all these other things when I go back and mix and master everything. I just want to make sure I'm not going above 0, because I want to make sure I know what it sounds like when it's being soft clipped, because I know it's going to be when I go to actually finish the song. Okay, let's add a crash. My favorite crash. It's called the Blessings Crash. I think I use it in every single beat that I make now. And I also like to put a little bit of stereo separation on it, on my crash. Bit more. And actually, normally I cut off the highs like this, but because my hi-hats are kind of struggling to fill up that super high range, I'm going to take this off. So it's actually going to be adding some more high end to it. Okay, so this kick is already processed quite a bit, so I don't need to do too much to it. So let me find my kick. So I can try a wave shaper. It may not sound great because, like I said, it's already highly processed. So that actually does help. Helps it punch through a little bit more. So here's what it is. It's just this pulled up. I'm gonna throw a compressor onto this before the limiter so I can see what's going on with it. So there are, some more things I could do to this. I still haven't gone through and mastered or finished mixing and mastering as far as the master chain is concerned. So later on I'll probably throw on, like I said, a compressor, a limiter, spring pole finalizer, which is a multiband compressor and an equalizer. Multiband compressors as well, an equalizer just to monitor things, and then a soft clipper to make sure we're stopping at 0 decibels. So there are more things that we could do to this, but for the most part, this is mostly done. So let's listen back to it and enjoy.